Alright guys, today I've decided, it's kind of a rainy, cloudy day, but I've decided that a trip to the forest or the back roads, maybe south for some country driving, I don't know, wildlife, nature, that's what I'm after. I've got the camcorder, the scope, 2 cameras, 2 phones, and you know, it's hard to justify when gas is $1.60 a liter to just, you know, amble around the back roads and waste money in the truck. So my daughter's in France right now for a month, so let's take her car. It's pretty good on gas, and let's just see what kind of adventure we can make out of this. All right. Smells like coconut in here. My daughter's air freshener, coconut. Oh, no backup cameras. No cruise control on this beast. No warning beepers for your lane changers. We're old school. Did you guys notice I had to hold the key down to start the car? No push button. We're living dangerously today. Actually, I do have some news as well. When I left Costa Rica, I was so excited about the possibilities of scopes. You guys know I've since bought my own scope, the Kawa 774, and it's fantastic. I did email one company, Athlon, and I said, hey, you know, I got to try some of your scopes in Costa Rica. Would you guys be interested in sponsoring the channel by sending us a scope to try out, etc.? They never got back to me, and I thought, oh, well, it was worth a try. And yesterday, I actually got an email back from their, I don't know if he's a tech rep or what he is, Matt, saying, hey Gary, we're going to send you our top-of-the-line Kronos G2 scope. I don't know if this is just a loaner or if they're sending it to the channel to keep and use. I don't know. It was a very brief email, but I was like, absolutely, accept, send it. Here's my address. So they are sending us their top-of-the-line scope, and we're going to hopefully, I'm hoping that my all-in system that we use on the Kawa scope will fit the same eyepiece, and we won't have to buy another one, and we'll just try it out. We'll put that scope through its paces. I am extremely impressed, guys, with the Kawa scope I own, and I don't think you can get better quality, but I mean, the Athlon has some things going for it, starting with price. It's about $1,000 American for that scope. So it's less than half the price I paid for the Kawa, and I hear great things. UHD glass, we're gonna get it and try it anyway and do some nature stuff with it and just put it through some paces, so something to look forward to. It's a little snappy little car, a little Mazda 3 Sport. It goes all right for a little 4-cylinder. Put it this way, this is about 1,000 times better than my first car. My first car was in 1996, and it was an 81 AMC Concorde. And I did my grandfather's wood that year, and he traded me. Instead of paying me, he gave me the car that had sat on his lawn for 5 years. And I had to replace all the floorboards with like new sheet metal. I had to replace every gas line, every brake line. That was my first car, but still got me around. I went out to the cottage yesterday, guys, and I got a few photos I'll show you guys. And I saw my first fawns of the year. So there were 10 deer that I saw coming back to town that night. 4 fawns. I got a couple of photos, so check these out. Pretty cool. As you guys know, I'm getting ready to head out camping this week. We're leaving tomorrow, so I've got to get the trailer ready and get all the gear and stuff ready. We're going for 4 days, and we're going to Bon Echo Provincial Park here in Ontario. Never been to that one, so, and Wild Yam is going to be joining us, and we're going to do, there's petroglyphs there. We're going to do a bunch of kayaking, fishing, all the usual camping stuff. You know, give you guys a review and a breakdown of the campsite. We'll show you in video and pictures what there is to do there, and just have some fun camping. So stay tuned for that. I'll be out of action for the next 4 days because that's where I'll be. So my dad called me last night all excited. Rib Fest is on this weekend, and there's a midway, and all down at the waterfront is kind of like a party atmosphere, bandstand. And he went down to check it out, and somebody stopped him and said, "Hey, it's Gary's dad." And my dad was confused. He's like, "Oh, hey, do I know you?" And they're like, "No, but we watch Gary's show, and we know who you are." And so they asked him for a picture, and they shot the shit for a few minutes, and Dad felt like a celebrity. So he's like, "That's never happened to me before." So I'm like, hey, pretty cool. So shout out to Jack. I don't know if his wife was there as well, but he told me that Jack and his wife both watch the channel, so shout out to you guys. Just checking a nice little pond here right on the side of the road. You never know where you're going to see some interesting or cool birds just hanging out, so you got to check all these little spots. You never know. Also, I'm looking for new roads to travel today, guys. So just, you know, I mean, I've lived here most of my entire life, but there's always a little road off of a road that, hey, I've never been down. And I just saw one back there. So we're going to turn around, and I don't know where it goes. I don't know how much country area is, but let's go check it out. All right, so not too far down the road here, we've got I'll flip you guys around. I'll show you there's a cool marker which will help us figure out where we are, where we're going. Snowmobile signs are great. And then there's water right here too. And I'm always looking for places that we can just come and do some birding right down at the water that are easy to get to. And it's literally 20 feet off the road here, so well, now we're on the dirt road. Big old communications tower up here. Ha! That road literally just did a 1 kilometer loop and brought me right back to where we were on the main road. So, but hey, now I know. If you've ever wanted to see the big town of Astorville, this is it. Don't blink. You go down this hill, up the other side, and you're through. But they do have a cool old graveyard, which I have never checked out. Not today, though. But someday we're going to come back and check that out. Also, I have an update, guys, on something we're going to do I never even thought of. My aunt was at my house telling me last week. Donald Kelly is buried in a little town 40 kilometers down the highway from my place, Rutherglen. Why did we never think of going to Donald Kelly's grave after all the murder mystery stuff, you know, on that case that we've done? We're going to track him down, and we're going to do a session out at his grave at some point. So just something else to keep on the back burner, guys. We're going to do it. So this is kind of a hobby that I do all the time, guys. Get in the car and just go and check out back roads that I don't know. And when I lived in Sudbury, there are hundreds of kilometers of back roads there. I knew pretty much everything around for within 3-hour drive in any direction from my house. And my wife, she didn't know anything. She'd be astounded when I'd say, "Oh, well, we can go check out this, you know, lake or camp or whatever." And she's like, "How do you know all these?" And I'm like, "It's what I do with my spare time." Why do I do that? Because I'm always looking for photographs. So that's why I used to do a lot more than now. With gas prices the way they are, it's very hard to justify, you know. I know it's not wasting fuel, but it's an expensive hobby, let's put it that way. And it can lead to frustration driving to do photography, because then you feel this pressure, oh, I have to get something, I have to come home with something to show for my day. And that's really the wrong way to look at it, right? You should just be out on an adventure. And when I do videos for you guys, it's a little easier for me to accept that, because I'm talking and sharing with you guys, so that makes it kind of cool. All right, off through the woods here, I can see an old barn kind of leaning and tilted. I love that. We're gonna get a photo of that for sure. I don't know why, but old stuff like that, it interests me. I just think of the lives spent there, you know, the community that helped the guy raise that barn 100 years ago, maybe more than 100 years ago, the kids that were raised, the community, all of it. I think of all of that stuff. It's cool, it's history. All right, I just turned down another road that I've never been down, and the fox just ran across the road here. Whether we'll see her if she comes back out or not. So there's the road we were just traveling down, guys. It's a dead-end road out here in the middle of nowhere. And I just noticed this beautiful little ash swamp here, which I'm sure is full of birds and owls, and I can hear all the songbirds up there. And for all my squatchers, there's your big X over there, guys. But yeah, what a beautiful spot. You can see open fields in behind. And a road that when you're pulled over to the side as far as you can go, there still isn't enough room for another car to get by. It's just the kind of place I was looking for, just to do some exploring. I'm sure that 150, 200 years ago, there had to be an old farm or something here because they've cleared the land. I don't see any buildings. I'm sure it's long gone. But you don't get a field past the swamp like that for no reason. Somebody had a homestead here back in the day. And what a beautiful spot. They picked a great spot. And that's why this little single track road is here, because it's old. The original road here, probably 150, 170 years old. So the only thing I'm struggling with on this adventure today, guys, is that I put my phone in the all-in case because I threw the scope in the back of the car, and I thought, well, we'll just be ready to snap this on here if we see some moose or something. And the problem is then I'm stuck with this single lens, so I keep trying to zoom in to show you guys things, and I'm like, oh, can't do that. Like when the fox was running across the road, actually the fox is coming down the road right now, right towards me. But we can't zoom in. But the fox is coming. Oh, here comes the vehicle too. I'm gonna have to move. Luckily, we were at the end of that road, guys. I had to move the car so that guy could get by. Unfortunately, that scared the fox off the road again, so I never did get a picture of her, but we'll move on. I saw a really cool display out in front of somebody's home, and I was gonna stop and take a picture of it, and I thought, nah, and then I've just come across another one. It screams Canadiana. I'm gonna take a photo of it. There's another fox. So I just zoomed in on the photo we took of the last fox there. And by the way, get out of the car when you can, because you will not get a sharp photo zoomed in. The vibration from the motor of the car will make things blurry. But that fox, anyway, had a mole or a mouse or something in its mouth. Wait a minute. That was a little bit odd. All right, let's just back up here. I was like, what was that? You never know what you're gonna see on these back roads. Somebody's boot. Wonder if that one leaks. Might be worth going back and picking up. Apparently both of mine are leaking. Road not municipality maintained, use at own risk. Well, I guess we're not going to take Hannah's car up there. Alright, I guess I've got to get home, guys. I've got a trailer to pack. I've got to cut down some dead maple from somewhere so that we have enough wood to burn for 4 days. Got to load up the truck, all that stuff. So you guys won't be getting a video for a few days, and you know why. But when you do, it'll be a good one. It'll be camping with the wild yam. All right, catch you guys in a few days.